Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charmika and I'm 18. I'm a public speaker, an entrepreneur, and a sports person. I have represented India in events like the Indo Thai Championship, and I've played several state and national level tournaments as well. And today I'm here to talk about thinking outside the societal box. Now, what is the societal box we are talking about? Let us deconstruct this phrase. If you Google, society is basically an aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. To put it in simple terms for you, humans are social animals, and our social circles, along with the extended social community together, form a chain called the society. Now, what is this box that I'm talking about? You and I all belong to this society, and we have definitely seen a few notable characters in our journey, like that Sharma ji ka beta, or that nosy neighbor auntie, or that uncle who always asks you about your future plans. We have all definitely seen them, or you at least thought of a few people when I told you about these characters. When you actually notice, whenever you plan something or wish to do anything major in life, you definitely think of how these characters would react in the name of log kya kahenge. I want to study humanities. I want to study arts. Log kya kahenge. I want to play cricket for a living. I want to pursue fashion for a living. Log kya kahenge. I'm a girl and I want to go earn after I get married. Log kya kahenge. To put it in a few words, our Indian society is over dependent on tags and puts stereotypes on a pedestal. It gives us confined gender roles that we are asked to practice on a daily basis. More often, this gender characterization seems so normal that we don't even question it. This stereotypical characterizations begins right from childhood. If you're going to a birthday party, you will most probably take a doll if it's a girl or a car if it's a boy. Now, this carried forward to professions which play a major part of our lives. When I say a teacher, we are automatically reminded of a woman, and when I say a government officer, we are reminded of a man. Even in my personal journey, there were people who said sports are not for girls. Often it was also the case when I went to public speaking or debate competitions. So, given these stereotypes, society puts us in a confined box. And to this, social media only adds on. We open Instagram and are often bound by such unrealistic standards. And the fact that we are addicted to it adds to that FOMO, that is the fear of missing out. Social media shows that people are always happy even though when they're not. Like the name suggests, social media, it puts us in a box of societal demands that we are expected to live up to. Social media is also a significant cause of body image issues, depression, anxiety that make each of us feel very underconfident. According to a study by Florida House Experience, 87% of women and 65% of men compared their bodies to images that they consume on social and traditional media. In several studies, teenage and young adults who spend most time on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and other platforms have a substantially higher amount of depression, that is from 13 to 66%, than those who spend less time on it. These numbers just prove the fact that social media can be a cause of low self-esteem issues and imposter syndrome amongst individuals. I believe that most of us here draw boundaries because our society says so. The fact that we are told that we can't do a few things like managing finances or doing tech jobs doesn't even let us dream. According to a study by McKinsey, where they interviewed 200 successful women, 59% said that they didn't want to be a part of the C-suite or did not aspire to be there. C-suite is basically the executive level managers like the CEO, CFO, COO of a company. Let us understand that कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना. You are living your life. You are living your dream. Everyone has their own hustles, and the uninformed comments that they make on you for 1 minute shouldn't change your whole perspective. Some people give biological reasons that women are comparatively physically weak. But let me tell you that such reasons would have made sense back in the day where work only meant intense physical labor, unlike today's day and age. Like we all know, today most jobs are based on intellect. In fact, women are known to be 4 years wiser and mature than men of the same age. In the same study by McKinsey, it showed that amongst the highest achieving companies, two types of archetypes emerged. First is like a fat funnel company, which started off with a remarkably higher number of people and then moved to an impressive amount of people even in the senior roles. The second type of company is called a steady pipeline, where companies started with a smaller mix of women but retain them throughout the progress in the pipeline. Women prove to be a major contributor to a company's success, and thus women can start their own firms too. And that's where women entrepreneurship must be encouraged in the society. But we often don't dream big because that's alien to most of us, right? This is the societal box that I'm talking about. And I think it's high time that we think beyond the box and explore who we really are, and most importantly, who we can be. What if I tell you that you can be the agency of change? The same social media that is detrimental to our mental health at times can act as a powerful tool to drive a movement. You can sit in any corner of the world and really express yourself, so why not put it into good use? We must understand that tags like religion, race, caste, etc. are all human made, and they come only after the fact that you're human first. Let us treat each other with a little more kindness every single day and try to educate everyone around us. Let us work on gender sensitization in the first place. It can be as small as telling your friends about it and taking a firm stance. Change always begins from home. Minute things like sharing the burden of chores at home or identifying signs of abuse that patriarchy normalizes. It doesn't have to be physical, but constant mental and emotional self awareness might help all of us. A key to this issue is also empathy. A part of empathy comes from acknowledging privilege. Let us understand the concept of intersectionality here. There are multiple strata in our society. Intersectionality is when, for example, you're a woman, you belong to a lower class, you belong to a lower class, you are a migrant, and you belong to a minority religion. When these differences come together, that is when they intersect, it makes one more vulnerable. It's best that we acknowledge this privilege and support each other in any small way we can. Lastly, a catalyst to this change is encouraging women leadership. This also includes political leadership. If we can't express ourselves in the democratic houses, the laws or solutions formed there might not even work for us. According to a report by UN Women, only 17 countries in the whole world have female heads of state back in 2017. These numbers aren't better with any corporates. A study by Boston Consulting Group indicated that an increase of only 2.5% of women in a team of managers can increase your whole revenue for innovation by 1%. We women can provide holistic views, and I believe that all of us have ample amount of opportunities out there, especially with the advent of internet. Let us try this approach with self-confidence. The fact that we don't even aim higher gives an automatic rejection. Let us try to think outside the societal box that is not bound by any stereotypes or preconceived notions. All this comes from confidence, fearlessness, and the ability to communicate well. And that's one factor that motivated me to work towards leadership development and personality development through my startup, the Indian Conclave. Even with Girla Prerna, the community club that I founded under the United Nations Foundation, we aim to achieve equality through awareness. Let me tell you that the women we potentially look up to, like Priyanka Chopra, Michelle Obama, or even Indra Nooyi, have probably faced similar criticism like you and I are facing today. If they could make it with their determination, we can work hard and try getting there too. It all starts with feeling limitless and dreaming big. You've all been a great audience. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.